No Borders, No Boundaries. Written by Robert C. Brewster. Narrated by Robert C. Brewster. Book 1, Chapter 1. Friday, June the 8th, 2001. The theme music played us out, and Kenny's thumbs told me we were officially off the air. I thanked Mayor Turnbull and said I'd walk him out of our new smoke-free building since I needed one. I was done for the night and looking forward to my 3-week Vegas vacation. A small crowd of vocal protesters had gathered outside the office building that housed our ground-floor studios. They were there to confront the mayor, who was embroiled in a housing development project that was turning out to be very controversial and pissing off a lot of the wrong people. His worship had wisely decided to slip out a basement exit at the rear of the building. From there it was only a 2-minute walk to his office, where he'd told me he was planning to burn the midnight oil. I was headed for the same back exit when I realized I had forgotten my smokes. As the noisy crowd outside gathered around the mayor's waiting limousine, he and his bodyguard, Jake Johnson, made their hasty, unseen departure. I was just a few seconds behind them as they stepped out into the darkness. I opened the back door and then saw what I saw. Witnessing the murders I could have lived with. Saying, "Hi," and waving to the 2 guys who did it was another story. As I was inhaling deeply on the first puff of my cigarette, I looked up and saw the mayor and his bodyguard get the back of their heads blown off. I choked on the exhaling smoke. The taller of the 2 assassins looked at me and pointed a very large gun at my face. We were about 15 feet apart. I was dead meat. Then we both heard the scream from above. He turned to look. I ducked behind a pillar as his shot ricocheted off a concrete cylinder, and some fragments cut my forehead. Other screams rapidly followed the first as people began appearing at street level, looking down to where they had heard the shots. The sound of the 2 shooters' footsteps running away made me instantly decide to slip away before the police arrived. I stepped back into the building just in time to catch my producer Kenny on his way out. I dragged him into my office and told him what had just gone down. Within minutes, the building was buzzing with the news. 30 minutes from now, the world would know who had been killed. Visibly shaken, I sat behind my desk and pulled a fifth of scotch out of my bottom desk drawer. "Look at you, man. You're shaking like a leaf. You're going to crack up if you don't get away from here now." "Taking advice from you on my mental health, Kenny, wouldn't be wise," I said, taking a healthy swig from the bottle. "You know, most times I'd agree with you, but this is that one time you're dead wrong. You just witnessed a mob hit, for Christ's sakes. You got to disappear for a long while, or you're toast, man. They'll turn the whole fucking country upside down if they have to. You should go to Europe. You got a passport?" I nodded and let Kenny ramble on for another few minutes while I thought about getting away. I needed to vanish. Europe was a bad choice. Anywhere I had to use my passport wouldn't work. Mob people could find me anywhere in the world in a nanosecond if they really wanted to. Had to be someplace where they wouldn't think to look. There was. After Kenny finished his tirade, exhausted, he left my office. I picked up the phone, thought better of it, and replaced it in the cradle. I took a taxi home and quickly packed up whatever I could into a large sports bag I kept in my closet. I put my hand into the laundry hamper and reached down to the bottom of it, where I retrieved an old brown leather wallet. Inside was $10,000 in 50s and 100s, my Vegas bankroll I had planned to turn into millions at the crap table. I tossed a few of my favorite mementos and knickknacks into the bag and gave the place a quick going over, and was about to close the door and lock it when I remembered that I should call Kenny. I knew he wouldn't be there yet, but I left a message telling him to take the spare key in my office desk and help himself to whatever he wanted in my apartment, because it didn't look like I would be coming back any time soon. I closed the door for the final time and took the elevator down to the basement. I put my belongings into the cab of my
Sample complete. Ready to continue?